Hey, I'm Jim Murphy, and this time on You Break It, You Fix It, we fix that dumb Tacoma shifter problem. Come on, get in there. Come on. Yeah, that one. For under 10 bucks. Let's get to it. Today's a lesson in keeping it simple. My wife's Tacoma has shifted hard into first gear and reverse for probably about 5 years now, and I've always assumed it's just the synchronizers going. We finally bought our new vehicle, and I was all excited to tear into the transmission and fix this problem. And while I was trying to find a rebuild book, I stumbled across a thread on a forum that said it's this little $10 part that can be fixed in less than 10 minutes. So I feel pretty stupid for waiting this long, and my wife loves to slam gears in this thing like Dominic Toretto, so we'll get her back to doing that. Enough for yammering, let's get to it. All right, we gotta get all the center console goodness out of here. There are 4 screws along the sides. You'll see them. I'm gonna try to do this inside the truck today. It's cold and rainy here, and I don't feel like being cold and wet. That's a tight fit. Definitely would have been easier to do this outside. Lower my big dumb arm in there. Okay, that's ready to come out. I'm gonna try to cheat mine for the console here. You can take the knobs off so this can slide up over. This is taking a really long time. There we go. To be a pain in the butt. Right, hold on for a ride. If yours doesn't have a full center console, this is going to be way easier for you. I think I'm going to have to cave and stand in the rain to do this. Okay, now we just have to get the boots out of the way. These Phillips head screws. And we'll round the heads off. Just kidding. Kinda. Up and out this comes. This is kind of a pain. Should have lubed them. There we go. If you have a two-wheel drive, this is probably easier. You don't have to fight 2 sticks. That looks nice. Okay. And there we go. The boot's out of the way. Now we just have to get the shifter out. Okay, now we just need to get this rubber boot up and out of the way. And what we're after is this locking ring that locks the shifter in, and it's spring loaded, and you push down and turn it 90 degrees. I would recommend wearing gloves. There's some old nasty grease in there. There it goes. Guess you don't have to turn 90 degrees. Just turn it till it unlocks. Okay, you can see a bunch of the bushing material in there already. And as I slide this out, you can see all that black goo. That used to be part of the bush. Alright, what I'd recommend doing is packing paper towel, not too tightly, but down inside the transmission so all this black garbage right here doesn't go down in it, and then we can just pull it out afterward. Try not to get any of it down in there while you're packing this in there. There you go, that's a pro tip. Okay. Now we gotta get all that black crap out of there. So just for reference, all that black garbage you're cleaning out is this black bushing that seats in the top of the transmission. So let's get that garbage out of there. This truck has 115,000 miles on it, so it doesn't take a lot of mileage to get. I think it had probably, I don't know, 80,000 when this started. So it doesn't take a lot of miles to develop a problem like this. The good news is it only costs 10 bucks to fix it. Yeah, it's going to take all day to get all this stuff out of there. A screwdriver on the end of this would probably serve you pretty well, but I'm just too lazy to get one right now. And it's cold and wet outside. And I don't want to be out there. All right, I'm going to go off camera to finish this up. Alrighty, we got our spout all cleaned out. Nice and pretty. We got the shifter side all nice and clean. I got to tell you, most of this project is just cleaning. It's a pain. Okay, now we got to put our new bushings in. If yours is like mine, it left half of the old bushing in there. We don't need that. It comes on the new part. One, well, not litter today. One goes in this part of the neck, and you can see it's tapered to fit on the end of this and slide in there nicely. Yeah, it's gonna take some finesse to get that in there. All right, that's in there, seated nicely. Now we need to get this old bushing off. Probably use pliers to do that. Don't mess up the ball on the end of this with your pliers, like I'm about to. There she goes, nice and gentle. Ta-da! Okay, old parts are off. Now we gotta put the new one on. Might be able to push it on. I ended up being able to get that on just by pushing really hard with my thumb with the stick upright. Now what I'd recommend is putting some of your favorite grease on here, whatever it is. I'm just going to butter up with what I have here. Careful not to get grease all over your truck, like I'm about to. There. It won't take much grease to make this a little bit better. I wouldn't use a lot. Just enough to make the parts happy. There we go. Alright, now the fun part. Sliding this collar back in. You can kind of see how that's notched, so you can get an idea of what you have to do to get it back in. Make sure your shifter is in the right position. Oh, got the collar on the first try. Pop your boot back over. It's going to be a pain. There we go. Get grease everywhere. Make sure you do that. Oh, this already feels like butter. Oh, why didn't I do this 5 years ago? All right, now we're ready to reassemble everything. I'm not going to walk you through that. It's the exact procedure to take it apart, but the opposite. And we'll do a follow-up. All right, we're all back together on my end. Everything looks good. It already shifts a million times better. I cannot wait to test drive this thing. Well, that's it, folks. Like I said, today is just a lesson in keeping it simple and just keep educating yourself, because it can save you a lot of time and money, or don't. I don't really care if you stay dumb, but it helped me out, and you don't always know everything. $10 part, 10 minutes instead of rebuilding a whole transmission. As always, I'll put a link to the part in the description. And one little trick I wanted to share with you that I use to find my parts for any of my projects is I go to rockauto.com, and also put a link to that in the description. And I don't always buy from Rock Auto because they're not the cheapest, but at least gets me the part number, and it got me the right part number for this on Amazon because it was kind of confusing as to which one it is. So I'll look for the part on there. If it's not the cheapest on there, then I'll just buy it eBay, Amazon, Auto Parts Store, whatever it is. But it's great to find parts. And please like and subscribe. I'm new to YouTube. It'd be a huge help to me if you subscribed and liked my videos, comment, and I'll see you next time on You Break, You Fix It. Thanks.